Have you filed your business's 1099? You do know they're due by the end of January, right? Well, I can show you how to file your 1099 at no cost by using the new IRS portal called the IRS. And it's pretty simple. You can send it directly to the IRS free of charge. And I will show you that today. I'm T. Anderson, the tax accountant for Changemaker. So let's talk a little bit about this new portal that the IRS has released and get opened up January 10th, 2025, 9 a.m. Eastern. And the IRS is the Information Return Intake System. That's what it stands for. And it's where business owners, entities can process information returns free of charge directly to the IRS. Now, you do have to have a TCC code in order to do that. So you have to apply ahead of time to get the code, but it's a pretty straightforward process. That's something, I could walk through in another video. But yeah, you could just apply simply and get your TCC code. And then once you have your TCC, then you can start filing 1099 return. Now, I actually haven't used the system yet, so I thought it would be cool if I actually filed one of my 1099s now and just kind of reviewed the system as I actually had to do it. So kind of like a live review. And you can see it pretty much says what I was talking about before. You can go back and file as far back as the year 2022, so 22, 23, 24, your information returns. You do realize if you have 10 or more returns to complete, e-filing is required. So no paper returning, no paper filing if you have 10 or more returns. And it does say here that you can upload a CSV file. So like Excel, Google Sheet, something like that. You can have 100, items, 100 contractors, 100 entities on your CSV sheet and upload it, simultaneously. So up to 100 at a time, you could do it that way. Okay. Also, so you can download paid copies and distribute, which is cool. It keeps a record there. Save and manage issuer information. So pretty cool web-based filing system. So we will get into that. So you get a 5-digit code, which you did have to apply. So you see, I've already applied. I have a code. And so let's sign into the portal. All right. So you will need to log in using your ID.me. So I'll go ahead and do that off screen. Okay. So I am logged in here to the portal, and you will see I have a few more login options just because I'm a tax pro and I can log into my e-filing options. But you'll select your entity or organization that has a TCC, and then it will take you to the actual IRS portal. The first time you do it, you may have to copy in the 5-digit TCC or click on it, click the eyeball. Remember doing that the first time, but since then I haven't had to do that. So it took me directly into the portal. I did peek in here before, in full disclosure, but I haven't done anything in here yet. So it says welcome. You have a few options here. We've got start new form, view unsubmitted forms. So it looks like if you started and don't finish, you can view forms in draft mode and pick up where you left off. Here is where you would upload your CSV, your Excel file that has up to 100 items at once and do it that way. If you've already submitted forms, you can view the history of what you've done. Here's automatic extensions, help, and then issuer management. So start new form seems like the obvious place to go. Now, I'm only going to do one 1099 today, but I feel like I think we should do issuer management and I think you should put your business in first, your company. If you have more than one contractor or entity that you have done business with, will do business with, then go ahead and put your company in. That way, you won't need to keep entering your information over and over and over. You'll just be entering your each contractor in. I believe that's how that works. That would make sense. So let's just try that. So that's what it alluded to on the previous screen. So let's click issuer management. Okay. And add issuer. It says enter a unique name. So then you want to do, so you'll, if your company has an EIN, you'll do EIN. If your company is using your social, which I do not advise, but if that's how you're set up, put your social in. Then if you have a business name, obviously you're going to select business entity name and then put that info in. If you are using your name, then your name, then it has a place for address, phone number, and email. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. I'll do it quickly. I'm going to click offline for privacy reasons. All has been entered, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and it is there. Head back to the dashboard. Okay, now we want to click Start New Form. And here it says Select Form Type. And there's a drop down with several information forms that we can e-file here with the IRS. So lots of options available. Only need to worry about what's applicable to you and your business. Today, I'm going to walk through the non-employee compensation. That's what I need to file for this particular contractor that I worked with. You may have things that apply for you and your business. More than likely, it will be a 1099 NEC or a 1099 miscellaneous. Again, more than likely, you're a small business owner, it's probably going to be NEC for your contractors. So this for me was for 2024. Again, you can go back and do 2023 or 2022 if you need to. Okay, so here it says payer information. If you would like to use an issuer from your saved issuer list. So see, that was a good idea for us to add that in first. So now that your business is entered, you should be able to go and pull it from your saved list. So if you have more than one business, for all of you serial entrepreneurs, enter all of your businesses that you need to submit 1099s for, or that you need to e-file 1099s for, and then you can come back and do your 1099 NECs or 1099, whatever the case may be. And if you have so many, you can opt for the CSV option. So notice how it pulls the information in for me. No first name because it's a business name. Pulled all of that in. I don't have to. And I'll click next. All right. Now we're on to recipient information. And I like how it lays out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you. So we're just basically filling in the boxes of the 1099, one step at a time. So this individual that I'm going to be doing You can do individual if it's a person that's, if you're not doing business to business, if they don't have it set up that way, you'll do individual SSN or A10 or I10, however the case may be. If it is business to business and it's another entity and they gave you EIN, then go the EIN route. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Also offline for privacy reasons. I realize I keep saying offline, off screen, like I'm in a meeting saying, let's take this offline. I mean to say off camera. So once you get down here, there's some options to have an office code. It has the circle with the question mark to provide you a little bit more insight as to what that is. You can click it and get a help tip and you can read the optional field for users with multiple locations. This still may be used to identify the location of the office submitting the information returned. So that specific office, you put that code in. Okay? You have multiple locations. Likewise, form account number has a help tip for account numbers if you need to put something there. This is not optional. It tells you it's required in certain circumstances. Those certain circumstances would be if you are submitting more than one information return of the same type or the same recipient. And I also do believe it's in the same year. So it didn't say that, but I'm going to go out, like stick my neck out there and say that in the same year, it's also there. Because you can have repeat contractors have the same, have the same recipient, the same like 1099 NEC, but it's a different year and not have to have a different account number because the year is already distinguishing it. Understand? Okay. They didn't say that, but hey, that's just me being me. So yeah. Anyway, you want to have a account number on there so that the IRS can distinguish between the information returned. So the number must be unique for each information return of the same type for the same recipient. The account number can be any combination of alpha, numeric, or special characters. For example, if the recipient has 3 separate pension distributions for the same recipient and 3 separate forms 1099-R are filed, then 3 separate unique account numbers would be required. Okay. These account numbers can have no more than 20 characters, and the account number cannot be the same thing as their SSN or EIN or that. Must be a different number. And it's another box here. You would need to select if this is the second TIN notice. So this help box tells us the TIN notice is sent by the IRS when the taxpayer identification number is not correct. And the second TIN notice is the second notice sent by the IRS in 3 calendar years. When the second TIN notice checkbox is selected, the IRS will stop sending you TIN notices on the current account, like the void and corrected options. This option also appears on each 1099 type. Okay, I don't know how you are going to know, but that box is there. So anyway, none of this is applicable to me and my 1099 recipient for this one. So we're going to go on and hit next, move right along. So far we did our issuer on the issuer management so that we didn't have to do it specifically for this 1099 NEC that we are completing. We've done our recipient information, and now we're going to get into the payment. So here are some boxes that we have to consider for this specific form. Other 1099s might have different forms of consideration, but this is what we have. So box 1, non-employee compensation. This is applicable to what I'm filing today. And it will be applicable to you as well if you had a contractor or business entity that you paid more than $600 to in the past year. So if you pay anyone more than $600, you are supposed to issue them a 1099. It is in the best interest of your business to do so. So, in the best interest of your business, go ahead and put in this box, you would put how much you actually paid them. Okay. Box 2 is about direct sales. If you pay direct sales over $5,000, you would click this box and put the amount. If you withheld any federal income tax, if you did, you would select this box and put that amount. More than likely you didn't, which is why it's a 1099, but sometimes federal income tax is withheld in, like, for example, in the instance of retirement that may have happened. But just, small business owners who more than likely did not withhold taxes. So this would not apply. And then combined federal state filings. This is not applicable to me here. So we'll put the amount and we move on to next. And the last part of it is about state. You would have to know about what is required in your state and if you paid anything or withheld anything for your recipient from the state. So if you withheld state tax, you would handle all that information here. And I did not. This does not apply to me. So we will skip all of this and hit next. And there was a save and exit option. So if you were not ready, I guess you could have selected save and exit, and then it would be in your unsubmitted option for you to come back to. So now we should be going up to our review part so we can submit. So I really wanted to like this, but I paused to go off camera because I noticed that it was on loading status longer than we would expect a website to be in loading status in 2024. And I know we have very little patience in first world countries in 2024, but it's been approximately 7 minutes now off camera and it's still in loading status. And you probably can, I don't know if you can see my whole screen. I don't know if you can see my tab or not, but if you can see there's some tabs at the top. It says issues and solutions, trying to see, is it a known glitch? Why is it not going through? Because remember, I'm just trying this out as a first round too to see, hey, as opposed to a commercial provider filing direct with the IRS free of charge, would this be a good way to go? I guess it would be if it worked. So this is definitely a strike against using the portal because I'm not sure if that's gone through. I would say no, because it looked like it was going to the review part and then I would confirm and then submit. I'm imagining, and it looks like I'm just stuck in limbo in this review portion. And I've been here for 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead after all this time and hit refresh, so to speak, and just kind of see if we can troubleshoot. All right. And that just brought it back to saying loading again. Okay. So I'm going to hit dashboard if it's in unsubmitted. Okay. It's there. Let's see. And this is where we got stuck the last time. Okay. Okay. So maybe just got hung up. But that definitely is a strike against it, though. I will say that it was just hanging out there, doing nothing, and I had to go out and go back in. So that's the strike. for sure. All right. So it lets you do one last final glance at everything to make sure it's right. And then you hit submit. Okay. So not too shabby other than that hang up, give it a shot for yourself. At least you know the step. There is also this publication guide that I did try to go through off camera while it was just sitting there doing nothing. I will link this IRS tax for user guide below. But again, you can take advantage of this, get you a TCC, use this free of charge to file your information returns for your business and file those 1099s by the end of January. Remember, taking charge of your finances means knowing your numbers. I am T. Anderson, the tax accountant for Changemakers, and I will see you next time.